of your screens. But of course, if you have questions as we go, please feel free to either enter them into the chat or private message myself or one of my colleagues. Kim Boyson and Johanna Schwant are here as well. So feel free to private message us if you have a question as we go. Just a couple housekeeping things before I turn it over to my colleagues, Judy and Megan. My name is Stephanie Holland. You guys have probably heard from me over the past week or so, just as you've RSVP'd to send you information about how to get logged in today. And again, my colleagues Kim Boyson and Johanna Schwant are here as well to help monitor questions and just to be here as supplemental support as well. Just a note, we are recording these workshops, but feel free if you'd like to grab a pen and paper if there's things that you want to jot down. As the presenters go through their presentation today, feel free to take a screenshot of the PowerPoint slide or with your phone, but just note as well, I will be sending a follow-up email to those who RSVP'd and attended today with the presentation, probably sometime tomorrow. So with that said, relax a little bit. You definitely don't need to have all of the information memorized today, and it is a lot. But again, if you want to take some notes as we go, definitely feel free to grab something or fire up your laptop and take some notes as we go today. There is still time to register for our next two workshops. They are the next 2 Wednesdays, August 12th and August 19th prior to the semester start, same time. Next week is all things financial, and the 19th is our D2L. So for those of you who are taking online courses, that may be a good one to attend as well. This probably will take the whole hour, just as there is a lot of information as it pertains to books, supplies, kits, tools, and all the great questions that I know you guys have pertaining to those things for fall semester. And again, sit back and relax and just take it all in. But again, if you do have questions as we go, definitely feel free to ask those in the chat or private message as well. But I will be quiet now, and I'm going to turn this over to Judy Meyering and Megan Andreessen, who are our colleagues in the bookstore here in Wilmer. So thanks everybody for being here, and enjoy the show, as it were.
And Stephanie, I'm just going to hop in real quick. Hi, everyone. This is Johanna. I also work in advising, primarily on the Wilmer campus. I saw a comment that someone is having trouble with audio. So you may need to enable your audio depending on how you're joining. That option may be at the top of your Zoom. And I will put a phone number in the chat box so that you can dial in if you need to call in for your audio. So if you're having trouble with that, you can private message me or comment in the chat box, and I'll see if I can help you troubleshoot.
Hi, everybody. This is Judy Meyering. I am the bookstore manager on the Wilmer campus, and I primarily order books for both campuses.
Hi, everyone. My name is Megan Andreessen, and I am the assistant bookstore manager here in Wilmer, and I do the clothing here in Wilmer and Hutchinson, and then supplies and food here in Wilmer. And just so you know, starting August 8th through the 28th, there will be 10% off of clothing. So you'll just have to use the promo code back to school when you're shopping on our website. Otherwise, from the 24th to the 28th, we will be open from 9 to 2, and you can do some clothing shopping there.
All right, so let's get started. I'm going to share my screen. All right, can everybody see that? Wonderful. All right, so let's get started. So we're going to talk about ordering textbooks and supplies from the bookstore today. So how do you find the bookstore website? Here I've got our URL on the screen, www.ridgewaterbookstore.com, and that's if you want to go directly to the bookstore, or if you are in your e-services, you can access it that way. Just log into your e-services account, navigate to the left-hand toolbar, and under campuses, choose Ridgewater Bookstore. So when can I start ordering books? We are starting this Saturday on August 8th. It will actually go live at 12:01, so just right after midnight. It'll be open for you to start ordering your textbooks. Can I purchase books at the bookstore? Well, right now the bookstores on both campuses are closed due to the COVID-19, and that's for safety reasons for both staff and for students. So we are asking students to place all orders online for the fall 2020 semester. But the bookstore will be open limited hours starting on August 24th for students who need to return or exchange books, or students that are actually on campus for classes to purchase food and clothing items and things like that. We will be practicing social distancing at that time, so there will be a very small number of students allowed in the bookstore. So if you can possibly place your orders online, we'd sure appreciate it, and masks will be required. So we already stated August 8th, that's when online ordering begins. And when you're placing your online orders, you can use a credit card or you can use your financial aid, which includes grants and loans, financial aid, agency funding, PSEO funding, scholarships. So those are all ways that you can order online. And we are going to show you how to do that today. August 24th is when the classes begin, and that's when the bookstore will be open those limited hours. As of right now, we believe it will be from 9 until 2 that week. August 28th, that's the Friday of the first week of classes. That will be the last day that students can use their financial aid to purchase books. So you want to make sure that you do it sometime between August 8th and August 28th if you want to use your financial aid. That day is also the final date that students can return books that they bought in error or for drop classes. Now, if you have requested used books or rental, the lower prices will be applied when the bookstore processes your order. And we suggest to get the best price that you order early because we have a limited number of used books, and that's the best price. So order early is better. You will receive a second email when your order has been processed telling you it is either ready to pick up at the bookstore pickup window, if that's what you've chosen, or if it's been shipped UPS per your instructions. Now, if you are picking it up at the bookstore pickup window, you will need a picture ID. That's either your student ID or it can be your driver's license. I want to give you a little bit of information about ebooks because we do offer a lot of ebook options. Some digital ebooks are instant. That means the minute that you have chosen them on our website and you have submitted your payment, you immediately have access to that ebook. We want to remind you again is if there is an option for a textbook or an ebook, make sure you only pick one or the other and not both of them. So if you have purchased one of these instant access ebooks on our website, you will receive an email within 5 minutes confirming it. Actually, I think you're going to receive that email within about 20 seconds, but I gave us a little leeway here. So you log into your bookstore account to activate it, and you log into your account, you click on Activate and Access eBooks, and I just want to stress, be patient. When you click on that button and your first ebook comes up, don't click it to activate it twice, excuse me. If you do, it thinks that it's already happened and it might give you some confusion, so just be patient. Only click the button once. It'll give you an answer within about 30 seconds. Most instant access digital books are not returnable after 14 days or after they've been accessed. So if you're not sure about the ebook, if you think you might drop the class, I would suggest you just wait to access your digital book. And when you're ordering these books on the site, they're going to show that they have a duration of 180 days, or if they're good for a lifetime. So they're another type of ebook also. If you purchased a different digital ebook access card, not one of these instant ones, and you would like it emailed to you instead of shipped, please put it in the comments section of your order to the bookstore. And make a note, once the card is emailed to you, it is not returnable. I want to clarify this. I put this on here to help students out. Somebody who might have ordered an ebook really late, maybe the first day of the semester, and they need it that day, then we would be happy to scratch the card and email that activation code to you. But if you're placing your order on the 10th or the 15th or something, and there's plenty of time, we can just mail that card to you. But I just wanted you to be aware that there is an option if you're doing it late. If you change your schedule, you drop a class, you bought the wrong books, you can certainly return them at the bookstore. We're going to put an item document in your box that will tell you how to return them, what the deadlines are to return them, and it even has the address of the college. So you can slip it right back in the box, put the address on there, and bring it to your post office to email back to us. So all books must be returned in the condition they were purchased. For example, if you purchased a book that was shrink wrapped with an access code, that's the way it has to come back to the bookstore. It cannot be opened and it cannot be accessed. And it also cannot have any damage. If you have a brand new book and the corners got all bent or chewed on by a dog, then it can't be returned. So there's a couple ways to return books. And again, these are books for during the first week of the semester that you bought in error that you don't want. This isn't the end of the semester. This is the beginning of the semester, books purchased in error. So if you're returning your books in person at the bookstore, reminding you we will be open starting on August 24th, limited hours. Right now we believe it will be from 9 to 2 with limited capacity, which means only 3 or 4 students in the store at a time. Your books must be returned to the bookstore by August 28th, and we will actually stay open until 4:30 that day because it is the drop ad deadline. If you're sending your books by mail, you'll see that return slip in the box when you get them, so you'll know exactly what to do, and they must be received by the bookstore no later than September 1st. We want to talk a little bit about bookstore kits and tools. The bookstore sells art kits, massage therapy kits, medical assistant kits, second-year welding kits. These are all available through the bookstore, and if you have those classes, those items are going to show up right in your feed when you're ordering your books. For instance, if you clicked on that you're taking Art 1200, when you go in there, it's going to show you the kit to order instead of a book. So they're very easy to order. Then there's some other kinds of tools and kits that are available on campus that do not go through the bookstore, but I wanted to give you just a little information. If you're an auto body, auto tech, or you're an ag power student, they actually have a tool day, which right now is scheduled for Thursday, August 27th from 9 to 12:30 in the ag shop. Other kinds of tools, if you're in things like welding, carpentry, electrician, CST, photography, and I know I've missed a few of them, those tool lists will be provided to the students by your instructor, and they generally want you to have them by the first day of class, but see your instructor or faculty advisor for further information on that because those are not provided through the bookstore. Selling back your books. At the end of each semester, the bookstore buys back books from the students. So you're wondering, well, which books will be bought back? If the book is going to be used again and the instructor has told the bookstore that they should buy it back, we will buy it back from you. The books have to be in good condition. They can't have any liquid damage. Sometimes if a teacher was using an old edition, it wouldn't have any value when selling it back. And the same thing with some of the loose leaf books with instant access codes. Sometimes they don't have value, but sometimes they do. So the question always comes up, should I bring my books to the bookstore buyback? Absolutely. We will check every single one of them for value and give you the best price possible. We are buying books both for the bookstore and for a used book company. So we will do the best we can and give you the most money. And this always happens at the end of the semester. This is when you're all done using your books for the semester. It's during finals week, and there will be all sorts of information out to you regarding the buyback through your student email.
Judy, there's a question if there will be books for first year welding.
Good question. And yes, there are. There are actually 3 textbooks that are required for first year welding. So please look at your schedule, go in and look at your classes, and you'll see those 3 books that are there. A welding book and workbook and a blueprint reading book, if I remember correctly. And then you are one of the departments for the first year welding students where I believe they've given you a tool list that you need to purchase your tool or your supplies and your tools before you come to class. And that's your leathers and your helmet and things like that. So let's talk about rental returns. So you were going through your books, you decided I'm going to rent them because that is the best price, and you're right on that. Rental books are due back to the bookstore by the very last day of the semester. So that will be December 18th for fall of 2020. The books have to be in good condition and they cannot have any liquid damage, and that is something that is set by the rental companies. They're very strict on that, so be careful with your coffee or your water or your pop around your books. Try not to spill on them. And if the books are not returned by that last day of the semester, or if they have been found to have damage, then your securing credit card will be charged for those books. A couple reminders for you. Order your books as soon as possible. It means you get your books before your classes start. It means you have the best chance to get used textbooks, so you get the best prices. If you wait until the last minute, you may not receive your books until after your classes have started. Financial aid can be used through August 28th. That's the 5th day of the semester, the drop add deadline, and we'll be open till 4:30 that day. Returns should be made as soon as possible if you purchase the items by mistake, and the deadline on that is August 28th. And one of the reasons that's so very important to the bookstore is because if you drop the class and you need to return that book, there's probably another student that took your spot and they need to buy that book. So we would appreciate if you would sell them back or bring them back as soon as possible. Don't expect to order your books and pick them up the same day, especially with only offering online orders this fall. We will have a whole bunch of orders coming in every day, and we do pick them in the order that we've received them. So if you placed your order the night before, but you may have be in line with 200 other students that we're going to fill that day. So it's very important that you watch for that second email from the bookstore telling you when it's either ready to pick up at the store or it's being shipped. One last thing, we recommend you use Chrome or Firefox for the best experience on our website. Couple of frequently answered questions. Do I need to create an online bookstore account? Yes, if you're purchasing books through our bookstore, you will need to create an online account. What's your student ID? Again, remember that's the same as your tech ID. It's on the back of your student ID card. If you can't figure it out, can't find it, call the bookstore. We'd be happy to help you. My class has an ebook and a textbook option. Which one do I need? You know, that's really up to you. I know a lot of the students that are coming right out of the high school have done a lot of work on their iPad, so they're used to using an ebook. Many of them prefer getting an ebook over a textbook, and ebooks are certainly cheaper. But it's up to you, and it's how you learn. If you like to have the textbook in front of you to look at instead of looking at a screen all the time, then you probably want to purchase the textbook over the ebook. Are you using financial aid? If so, you're still going to need a credit card. Even if nothing's going to be charged to it, it still needs to be entered on the account just in case you order something that is not covered by your financial aid. And any questions, please call the bookstores, and really it doesn't matter which one you call. We can answer the questions from either store, or send us an email. We've got both our phone numbers and our email addresses on the screen. I'm ready for questions if anybody has any questions.
Hey, can you talk about the bookstore release? So if like a parent or a support person was to call and say, hey, my friend needs books, how would you be able to address that?
If someone wants to buy books for another person?
Correct.
Well, first of all, I would have to look up and see if that student has given permission for someone else to have their account information. If that permission is there, someone else certainly can place that online order for them. The student would have to have given them their ID number and their class schedule. Really, honestly, the student should be involved with that person with that purchase, so they know what's going on, so they know what's being charged to their student account. So they'll get the email when it should be picked up. Honestly, it should really be the student's email that is used when ordering books, not a parent's email, not someone else's. It should be the student creating the account and doing the order. So they get all the information, so they get all the email order confirmations, so they have their receipt, things like that. Did that answer your question?
That did. So for our guests that are attending, any record information that is shared with the college, there are guidelines that say we cannot share that information. So that's why you need to make sure and do your authorization to release form. You need to fill out your bookstore release, because it's about protecting your privacy, your safety, and ensuring that we're not charging you for items that you're not aware of. So even though you may have someone who might be very helpful and want to support you, we need your permission. And this is true for PSEO students too. So if you're still in high school and taking college courses with us, you still need to do that permission. Okay, so there is a question about where to find the release form. Judy, is it separate for the bookstore, or is it the same one?
The students fill out a release form for their student records that gives permission for someone to have access to their records or to ask questions about their records. On the bookstore one, when they go in to purchase their textbooks, they do have to fill out a disclaimer. So again, we really would appreciate if it's the students placing the order. You know, sometimes that doesn't work, but student, be with your parent then, or whoever's paying for your books. Because you will have to fill out that disclaimer also.
So if you need to find the authorization to release form, you're going to go to the Ridgewater website, and you'll find a student forms option under student services and activities. And I'll put a link to the student forms page in the chat box.
I just wanted to say again, if you're going out on the website, it'll be live on Saturday. Obviously, the bookstore is open on Saturday and Sunday. So you may, if you have any questions, we have put extremely detailed instructions on our website. Again, when you go into the website, up on the top, you click on textbooks. Under textbooks, frequently answered questions, there are very detailed instructions for you to follow. Of course, if it gets to Monday, we would be happy to help you over the phone, answer any questions you have, or you can certainly send us an email.
So Judy, I would like to talk about our Ridgewater planners. I am a big fan of planners, everyone. I have like 3 different planners depending on what I'm trying to map out. And so our Ridgewater planners specifically are $5. They have bookstore coupons in them. They have important contact information, important dates related to the college and the bookstore. So if you're looking to get organized, especially with online learning, mapping out your assignments, I would personally recommend that you get one of those planners. I know you can find resources online, but you know, they say when you read it and you write it, you're going to remember that. So it's going to help you with managing online learning. And I personally buy a lot. Judy can attest to that. I buy a lot: clothes, planners, coffee mugs. So our
Yes, she
bookstore,
does.
if you have questions, you let me know. I may get a new hockey hoodie. I did see that we have some great hoodies on the website right now.
Absolutely. And the planners, you'll find them on our website if you're looking for it, but we also have them right at the checkout. Before you check out, it's going to ask you, Did you purchase a student planner or would you like one? So you can add it to your order right there. As Johanna said, the planners are $5, but they have a $5 coupon in them that you can use at the bookstore, and they also have a 20% off coupon.
And if you need, so Megan is showing you the planner, if you can see her video there. And if you need help figuring out how to use your planner, then if you're a part of the TRIO student support program, so Kim is one of the advisors who's here with us, she can help you with that. Our school counselors can assist, Stephanie and myself. So that's part of our roles as advisors, is to help you navigate those things. So yes, the planners I recommend because it has those important dates and contact information. So it has, Judy, can you correct me, or maybe Megan, it has our bookstore calendar and it has our academic calendar in there?
Yep, the first page is the academic calendar, and then the second page is bookstore information, and then there's also a page with phone numbers for Ridgewater, and then coupons for the bookstore, and also dates about buyback for both fall and spring semester.
So we do work to keep our websites updated, but it's just nice to have that in your planner and have it in one main spot. So, you know, Target has some really cute planners, but it doesn't have that important information that you're going to need. So that's where I would go with the $5 one from Ridgewater. Versus, you guys, there's planners for like $20 and $30. I was like shook when I saw that. I did not know planners cost that much. So I would say go with the $5 one, but really you have to pick the one that works best for you. All right, so we've got about 15 minutes left if anyone has additional questions. If you think it's something that the entire group can benefit from, I would ask that you either private message Stephanie, Judy, or myself so we can answer that for the group. If you want to ask for the whole group, you can unmute yourself or you can type it in the chat box. Otherwise, I'll hang out online for a little bit, so if anyone wants to stay on and then ask a question, you are welcome to do so. All right. No questions. So Stephanie, do you want to just wrap it up for everyone in case I'm missing anything?
Absolutely. That was a fantastic presentation. So thank you, Judy and Johanna and Megan, for just helping kind of connect the dots. I know we had a lot of questions about books and supplies and kits and all that kind of stuff. So this was very, very helpful. And again, everybody, it's a lot of information, just like an orientation would be, or you know, when you sit down one-on-one with your faculty. So again, don't feel like you have to have had everything memorized today. I'm probably repeating myself and repeating things that my colleagues have said too, but we're here to help. We're here to support those questions. So let it marinate for a little bit as you're thinking about and reflecting on the presentation today. Things may bubble up. You might want a reminder on a particular date, or you know, a question might kind of occur to you a couple days from now. So again, I did put my contact information in the chat, as well as Johanna and Kim's, and I know Judy had that on the last slide, their contact information for the bookstore of the presentation. And again, I will be emailing out the presentation probably sometime tomorrow, just so that you can kind of go through that on your own time. I would also encourage you to poke around on the website a little bit and visit the bookstore website. Again, I know Judy mentioned that things go live on Saturday, but it wouldn't hurt to kind of dig around a little bit in the days prior, just to familiarize yourself with kind of what you're looking at, what the bookstore website's kind of all about. Even log into your e-services account and look through there, because again, all of those things can be accessed through e-services too. So, but again, don't feel like this is information that you have to have, you know, totally memorized. We're here to help you through all of it, and there are still a couple weeks before classes start, so we will definitely get you to where you need to be. But again, if you guys don't have any questions, the presentation's kind of over, the workshop's over, but I really appreciate your participation. You asked some great questions in the chat that I know benefited the entire group. So, so thank you very much for asking those. And it looks like one just came through as well. Are textbooks available to look at before August 8th?
Everything that we have received from the instructors regarding textbooks is already out on our website. Prices have been updated, and so you can certainly go take a look at it. In fact, I encourage you to go set up your account now. There's no reason why you can't do that. You can take a look at all your classes, all of the textbooks and things. It's just that you can't actually place your order until Saturday.
Great question. And thank you, Judy, for the follow-up. So with that, we will let you guys go for now and just kind of wrap up this workshop. But again, thank you for attending. Hopefully you got a lot out of this. I know I did. As somebody who's employed by the college, I've learned a lot through this as well. So thanks to our facilitators and presenters. And again, watch for a follow-up email coming from me within the next couple of days, just with more information on this presentation. Thanks, everybody.